everything hinges on identity. It is the compass of our faith that aligns with the Holy Spirit to fulfill the Father's will. Wrapped up in identity is who we are, the purpose of our being, and every God-breathed promise that manifests as our success. Hello, I'm Laquita Monley, and I'm the author of Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use to Develop a Growth Mindset. In this amazing book, not only will I share with you 8 tools that I use for a growth mindset, but I'll also share the applicable principles based on God's word that you can easily implement in your life journey. So no matter where you are and no matter where you see yourself in the future, this book will be a tool that you need for your toolbox. Don't wait, get it today, and it can be found on Amazon by simply searching Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use for a Growth Mindset. Take care. Welcome you guys back to another amazing episode of Laquita's Toolbox Live. I am your host, Laquita Monley, and I am very excited about today's show. We've got some amazing guest panelists that are going to be speaking to us today about the power of visibility and collaboration. And so, look, you don't want to miss this episode, whether you are a creator, a coach, a speaker, or even a job seeker. Visibility and collaboration matters. And we have to understand what it means, and we need to understand how to create it. Because that visibility is going to determine a lot about how your name, your brand, your personal brand, your company brand is seen by others, and your collaborative efforts are also going to be very important in understanding who to strategically collaborate with and when. And we've got a panel of experts today that are going to give us some amazing tips, tools, and strategies on how to get those things done. But before we bring up our guest, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We're Covenant Press. Covenant Press is a faith-based Christian apparel and accessory shop where through their message of the love of Jesus Christ, we're able to wear that message. And not only the things that we wear, but also the things that we use in the form of accessories. If you go out to www.covenant-press.com, again, that's www.covenant-press.com, you will be able to shop and see things that allow you to express the message of the love of Jesus Christ. They run daily specials, so make sure as you're shopping, you look at those pop-ups that come up, because they always have a code, a discount code, and you want to make sure you put that discount code in at checkout so you can receive amazing discounts and perks as being a part of the Covenant Press family. Again, thank you so much, you guys. Make sure that you go out to covenantpress.com and take a look at the things that they offer in forms of clothing, apparel, and accessories. But without further ado, let's get into today's message about visibility and collaboration. For those of you that are joining us across Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Twitch, let's take a moment to begin to like and share this broadcast. We want to make sure that this broadcast is getting out to as many people as possible. So go ahead and hit those like, share buttons, as well as subscribing to the YouTube channel so that you will get the notifications when Laquita's Toolbox Live is it's on, and to make sure you don't miss any of the great content. But hey, how are you guys doing today? I know we've got Taisha and Troy. You're back with us. Mr. Troy has been with us for all 3 of the episodes and will be with us on the 4th installment on next week. And Taisha is joining us again for her 2nd installment. But what I like for us to take the time to do is we're going to allow our new guest speakers to come on and introduce themselves and let us know who they are and what they do. And I'd like to start with Dr. Sakisa Hylick.
Oh, hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you so much, Laquita, for this amazing platform. And, just being among all these distinguished guests. I'm Dr. Sakisha Hylick. I'm a TV producer, but my main mission, my focus is just helping couples in which one or both of them are entrepreneurs build a strong, successful marriage while we help them create a thriving business and create generational wealth for their families.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to have you get into a little bit more about that with us on today and perhaps on another episode as well. But Dr. Tanya Blackwood, how are you?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and actually to interact with the other guests. This is exciting because you have a nice variety of folks. I am an empowerment coach, an author, podcaster, and talent acquisition is my area of expertise, along with confidence and mindset when it comes to my coaching. So that's a lot. And in order to get all of that done, you must collaborate and you must network. You must interact with people. So this topic is very important to me. I wouldn't be sitting here having done all the things that I have without the power of collaboration. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your yes, sis. I'm excited about it to hear as you guys begin to peel back that onion, so to speak, and get into some of the bits and pieces about the power of visibility and collaboration. But let's go on to Miss Taisha. Would you mind introducing yourself for those of that may be tuning in for the first time and saying, all right, who is the celebrity publicist and how can I connect with her?
Hi, yes, thank you so much for having me back. My name is Taisha Bradley. I'm a celebrity publicist. I spent the first 25 years of my career working for corporations and nonprofits in public relations, advertising, and communications. I always had a little hot side hustle doing freelance PR, and I picked up a couple of celebrity clients along the way, and I became a celebrity publicist, and I've been that ever since. I work for myself full time doing PR, and what I do is I teach entrepreneurs and business professionals how to use the power and reach of publicity to share their messages and to get in front of millions all at once. So I'm super happy to be here. I love talking about visibility, and so I look forward to sharing today. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us again, for coming back. And Mr. Troy, last but definitely not least, sir, how are you? Please pop on and let everyone know who you are and what you do.
Yes, again, thank you, Laquita, for holding this space. Really appreciate you allowing me to be a part of your platform. Also, good to see Taisha representing the Nashville, my hometown, and also good to meet Dr. Heilich and also Dr. Blackwood. But for those who don't know, my name is Troy. I own a company called Troy Ho Consulting. I'm the CEO. The CEO stands for Chief Encouragement Officer. My title is my personality. It's truly my personality. I am a certified financial educator on a mission to eliminate financial illiteracy, especially in the African American community. And when you really niche it down to the Black female. And I can talk about that more, but that's what I do and what I'm focused on. Thank you again, Laquita.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Troy. Now, one of the things that he's amazing at is creating that visibility. And Troy is everywhere. His website, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Clubhouse, Wisdom, like he's all over the place sharing his message and doing some amazing collaborations, whether it's in Twitter Spaces, LinkedIn Audio, just everywhere that he does. He has this amazing ability to connect and collaborate with other individuals to continue to push his message. And that's what we're talking about today. So listen, Troy, we're going to start with you. I'm going to bring this question around for everyone. What does visibility mean? Like when we're for new entrepreneurs, or even for those that are looking to just be upwardly mobile in their career, what is visibility and why is it necessary?
Well, this is kind of a tricky subject to me because for one is a person needs to have visibility where people are aware or know who you are. At the same time, is I'm under persuasion that we can't always make it all about ourselves. So we've got to be able to make ourselves visible by serving others. So some people, I tell people this. I said, when you're dealing with social media, I said, don't be a billboard. And a billboard is somebody just constantly posting about their business or what they do. It's all about them. And so you have to be able to translate it into being a billboard in a sense that you are helping others. You're sharing something to add value to others. Uh, there's a quote that says, appreciation wins over self-promotion every single time. And if you show people appreciation and do, I like to do small acts of kindness. To me, that gives me more visibility. That makes me stand out from everybody else because I'm giving and I'm adding value and I'm supporting others. So again, I think, some people think visibility is just always talking about them, talking about their business, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'll tell you my little philosophy strategy later on. I don't want to go on and on. I can go and rant on this, but I do believe in relationship marketing and building relationships with people.
Awesome, awesome. We're definitely going to come back to you on your strategies. As a matter of fact, I'd love to know each of your strategies and how you came up with it. But let's go to Dr. Tanya Blackwood. What is visibility and why is it important?
Well, visibility, we can break the word down, but I mean, I'm not going to get into the Latin and all of that stuff and make it fancy, right? Let's have some real talk about what visibility is. If you want to be known for what you do, if you want to establish yourself, then you need to have a presence. And there's a really funny, I guess, audio that's trending right now. And it's trending for me. I'm a little late when it comes to this social stuff sometimes, but it says, it's really funny. It says, "You are going to get sick of me." I don't know if you've heard that yet, but it's this little track that people play. And it's okay. It took me a long time to figure out that it's okay for you to promote yourself. I see Taisha nodding her head because I'm sure she tells her clients this all the time because she's talked to a Tanya that has said, yeah, but it looks like I'm bragging and that's not who I am. And baby, if you want to grow your business, if you want to establish a foundation, if you want people to know who you are and what you do, you must be visible. And there is a way to do it that dictates class and professionalism. There is a way to do it. So to me, visibility is very important, and it's not an option. It's very necessary if you're planning to grow.
See, you touched on something right there that I'm going to incorporate into this next, because for me, that part of visibility is tricky as well. It's like, I know I'm good at what I do. I know I've been anointed to do this thing, but I don't want to seem braggadocious, but I know I need to show up so people can know that I exist, whether it's my ministry message or whether or not it's what I'm doing secularly to create income. Either way, I've got to show up, and the delicate balance on that. So I'm going to put that out there as a comment. Y'all think about that because I want to hear your thoughts on that as well. And so I'm gonna save you for last, Taisha, because I know you got
Laquita, that's why what Dr. Blackwood said, that's why I would say the balance in the end is trying to figure out, where we can go to the extreme either way and it's not good. So having that balance.
Yes. Like how did it that's really good, Troy. I guess that's the simplest way that I could have asked that question. How did you guys find that balance? But Dr. Sakisa.
As I was listening, each one of you were hitting the nail on the head. And of course, visibility is going to be important if you want to reach your potential clients. Sometimes you want to get out of just who you know within your zone. You're called, when it is a business, you're called to reach clientele, and they might not be someone that's in your immediate circle. Someone else may have access to potential clients. But for me, the visibility part was also about establishing relationships. Someone that they may not be called to be in my circle or client, but having that relationship with, you may be able to connect them with someone else. My goal is to have those relationships. Of course, when you're in business, you do want to have clients, you do want to make money. I'm not going to pretend like that's not important, But that relationship component, that's just been a part of my heart, a part of my core. And we were doing that for so long, putting tips out there about marriage and relationships and building, and didn't even really realize that you were creating that visibility until someone kind of pointed it out. When people start reaching out to you, then you're like, oh shucks. Then you start developing relationships, and it goes from there. So I think it's important, from a business perspective, but also from a personal perspective.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That balance is what I hear you guys saying, is that balance is necessary. And so we've got to keep trying until we find the recipe that works for us. So we're gonna go to Miss Taisha, and I'm gonna let you I'm gonna just mute my mic when you come on, so you can just go ahead and give us some secret thoughts.
Do I look like I'm chomping at the bit? Yeah, so this is one of my favorite topics. It's really like the cornerstones of public relations and PR. And like what Dr. Tanya said, and I was giggling, is that prepared to be sick of me. Right? and that's a popular trending thing, because guess what? It's real. There's so many people who are out there who want to just really be out there, but they're so scared to do it. There's some people who, do it seem like effortlessly, but I can guarantee you they did not start out that way. People would just be really surprised. I find that people automatically think visibility means being everywhere, and I see it as being found everywhere. How can people find you? You don't have to have your face and be talking on every single thing. That's exhausting. But can you be found everywhere? Visibility is a lot about being found. And I like to tell people that public relations is positive visibility. If you think about it like that, it's a lot of times, so many definitions for public relations and PR, but think about positive visibility, putting that out there. And so a couple of things that I like to talk about. Visibility, my definition for it, of course, there are several, but in this sense, I define it as the degree to which something has attracted general attention, right? So visibility is, attracting attention. You need eyes on you. You need eyes on your message, your product, so your visibility is to the degree of which you have attracted attention, gotten eyes on your ability. Now, another thing that comes with visibility, you hear these a lot talked about, is credibility, which is the quality of being trusted and believed in, right? So we have customers and clients where we need these conversions. We need people to trust us and believe in us. But first, they have to see us and be able to find us to find out if we are able to be trusted. And then comes in authority, which is a person with extensive or specialized knowledge about a subject, like an expert. So people see you, they trust you, they believe you, and you have demonstrated that you have a specialized knowledge, which kind of makes you as the go-to person. So once you have those things kind of going, starting off with that visibility, that's where your profitability comes in. And we love to get to the money, right? And profitability is the degree to which a business or activity yields a financial gain, right? Yields a profit or financial gain. So now that people see us, they trust us, believe in us, they know what we're talking about, they are very much so more willing to give us their money. But again, it all starts with the visibility, which is why it's so super important to be seen and also to be found. I digress.
You can't digress. You have to break that down. So, I guess.
Well, I will, but yeah.
Yeah. Break that down. I guess that's a good lead off into my next question. And since you're here, when you're looking, you gave us some components of visibility.
Right.
Could you give us those components again and give us a tool as to how someone who's just starting out should look at that component and how to implement it?
Do I have the ability to screen share?
You should. We're about to find out.
Look, we're about to find out. Come on, technology.
You should as well.
And at the bottom it says share.
Yeah, at the bottom it does say share.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can share something. Because I am referencing something that I had that I was like, oh, this is so perfect. So let's see. If not, then I'll describe as best as I can, and I'll make sure that I can share it. Let's see at another time. Okay. Yay, looks like it's doing it. Okay. Are we in here?
Yep, it's on the screen. There we
Okay. Is it like big size? I'm
Yes,
scared
thank
to
you
go
for
back and look.
Yes, that's awesome.
yes, thank you for
Okay.
those people who can't see.
Okay. And my mic is on, right? Because I'm scared to switch back.
You're rocking. We can hear you loud and
Okay,
clear.
good. So this is what I was talking about, like the visibility, the credibility, the authority, and the profitability to kind of see it. You see, kind of it's like kind of in a cross section. Everything kind of works together. You have that visibility to where you can attract that attention. So what are ways to attract attention? In publicity, in PR, it's listen, getting on the media, getting on podcasts, getting on platforms, where you can attract attention, where people are already looking. And that can be different things for different people. With me, when I started out into business for myself, the way that I got visibility was doing events in my community, because I found that my target audience, which were Black-owned businesses, really, really, really wanted to do like vendor events, and there was not a lot of that. And so that is what I started to use to build my email list and to attract attention. And then once I had that attention, I said, hey, listen, this is what I actually do, right? So there are different ways to attract visibility. It's kind of like a top of funnel kind of thing. And then again, with credibility, the quality of being trusted and believed in. Once you have people's attention, it's your job then to show them your credibility. Show them how you can be trusted. That means keeping your word. If you're going to go live, actually go live. If you're going to send them a coupon, actually send them a coupon, right? And also doing publicity. If you're on the news, people are more likely going to believe that you are a credible expert because the media entrust that in you, right? So that credibility comes right in after that visibility. And then again, the authority, people start to see you as like that expert because you're on the news, you got a couple of little articles here and there, you've been on podcasts, people see you, you have accounts everywhere, people can find you and find that you are the real deal. And that kind of gives you that authority. There's so many different people when we think of like a brand or a market, there's like a name or a person that we kind of associate with something like that. And it's because they have really dominated that market and have become the authority in that area. And then again, coming back to the money, we're talking money today. It's recession. Everyone needs to get no coins left behind, right? So your profitability, all these things bring your profitability up to, where you can yield a profit or a financial gain because people see you, they trust you, you are the go-to person, for that area, and they are more willing to secure you for your products, your services, for speaking engagement, brand endorsements. But again, it all starts right there at the top with visibility. Was that like a little better breakdown?
That's amazing. We probably should have had a whole couple of shows dedicated just to this topic because that's a really great breakdown. For those of us, even I consider myself as somebody who does have a little bit of visibility,
right?
But looking at it the way that diagram just looked at it, it let me know that I had a lot of work to do. But it also gave me a couple of strategies as to how to get to each component. And so, I guess my question here is, we'll keep that up, but I'll go to Dr. Blackwood. Looking at what Taisha just shared with us, share your thoughts on it and how you came to your strategy.
Well, for me, I kind of went down the same road. I started in marketing originally. I had a firm in downtown Baltimore, and I did events, and that's how I made a name for myself. I got out and I did events, and I networked till I was blue in the face. I went to everything. I shook a lot of hands and kissed a lot of babies, right? Just to make sure people knew my thing then at the time. And it's funny how God works, because I find myself coaching now as a business coach on some of the things that I did for my marketing firm, because I have an affection for small business owners that are trying to launch and have no way, they have no concept of how to start. And this is so great, Taisha, because it really breaks down, it gives a roadmap, a blueprint of, you need to be visible to develop your credibility and establish authority. And it's not till those things happen, and they're a scale right beneath visibility. It's not until those are balanced effectively that you will actually start to see some profitability. Because if you don't have any credibility, you will not accomplish authority. People won't come to you, right? And they won't be willing to sign a check, or however they pay you nowadays, right? There's so many different ways, but bottom line, they're not handing you any money unless they truly believe that there is it's perfect, this picture is perfect, that there is some foundation holding up, there's something behind that visibility. Because we have a lot of folks out there, they have a lot of views, they got a lot of followers, but sometimes when you scratch that surface, right, Dr. Heilig, when you scratch that surface, sometimes what you see in the front doesn't have that foundation behind it of credibility and authority. So then you start to see, wow, what they're presenting is really not who they are. So this is great for a lot of reasons. I loved it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to go to Troy, and then Dr. Heilig, I'm going to save you for last on this question because I want to start with you first on my next question. So, Troy, I know you have visibility, credibility, and authority in a lot of areas. How did you approach that? What was your approach in building your visibility, your credibility, and your authority?
Well, Taisha and Dr. Blackwood, they're coming from a lot of physical, one-on-one contact. I came from the standpoint of how can I figure out a way to maximize reaching more people. And social media, came about, and with social media, I tell people that, have a business, I'm saying social media is free. You just got to learn how to use it. I say it's access. It may take you longer because you're not, physically with a lot of people, but it takes some time. And so my strategy is, I have a 4-prong approach. And so when my posting, I have a strategy. So either I'm going to entertain, educate, and encourage. My post's going to be those 75% of the time: educate, entertain, or encourage. And then 25% of the time is going to be earn. Earn means sell or talk about business. So I'm giving 75% of the time, and I'm trying to receive 25% of the time. Now I broke it down even a little bit more, 20% each, because I'm incorporating a lot more edutainment, whereas in entertainment and education. And those are the areas that people gravitate to. If you can educate them, if you can entertain them, you can educate them, or edutainment. There's TikTok. Many people use TikTok like that. I'm still learning because I'm a big clown. I like to have fun, so I'm trying to put it in there, put my personality in there, and so I've been able to establish that present. Now I haven't arrived. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I don't think I ever arrived. But like this, what Taisha is just put on here. See, this kind of stuff is great for me because she got a visual here that I can learn. So this is like, yes, the other visual, and I'm like, I need to need to screenshot this because I love stuff like this because I'm learning. And so thank you for this, Taisha, for sharing this. But that's how I work. And then last thing that I do, one of the things that I do, remember I told you I'm big on building relationships. And so one of the things that I do is I'm looking for 3 things, and I like to alliterate because you can remember: appreciation, celebration, and consolation. So I look for somebody who I can appreciate, somebody have done something for me, and then I show them appreciation. I look for somebody who has a celebration, whether it's a retirement, a graduation, or a birthday or something like that, and I celebrate. And then consolation, someone who has maybe had a loss. What I do is try to celebrate people wins and comfort them in their losses. And so one of the things I do is I have a system that, especially take for example, somebody have a death in the family. I'll reach out to them, send them a message, private message, say my condolences, prayers on your loss. Can I get a good mailing address? They send me the mailing address. Then I send them a personal card. If they post a picture of their loved one on social media, I grab that picture, put it on the card, and send it to them. There's no marketing on that. I'm just trying to encourage them and console them in this time. And by doing that, I'm giving to them. But I also what I end up doing is if they have their birthday on there and if they have their anniversary, I put that in the CRM. And when those time comes around, I send them a card. So I'm staying top of mind. I'm building that relationship. That's just me.
See, all of these gems. Now you need a slide. We need you to put that slide up here so the rest of us can see it too. but before we move to
I do have a slide. I have to find it, so go to everybody else.
yeah, okay, because we need that slide, sir. We need that slide. But before we bring Dr. Sakis up, I just want to take a pause, and we've got some great comments and engagement going on. I'm gonna put some of this on the screen, but thank you to everyone who is joining us across the various social media platforms. Those of you guys that are joining us from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. We appreciate you joining in and watching. And please engage with us in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you have questions, let's get the questions in the comments. If you have just some things that you want to share from your experience with visibility and collaboration, we want to hear from you as well. So please don't hesitate to engage us in the comments so that we can make this an open dialogue between you guys in the audience as well as us on the panel. So listen, we're going to go back because Dr. Sakisa, I want to know your opinion on what was shared with us by Taisha. And then we're going to, my follow-on question to you is about the collaboration in that diagram. Where is a great place to begin figuring out who I want to collaborate with?
Oh, Taisha brought up some really, really good points. I'm looking at that diagram and I'm saying, okay, these are some areas in which I'm working on. This is what I really need to improve in. So I'm always looking to learn. So thank you so much for putting that up because I'm a visual learner. So for me, that helps me tremendously. So now I can say, okay, go back. This is where we need to focus, guys, because you always want to improve. You want to be able to show up and serve your clients in a better way. There's something that we were talking about earlier. There are different platforms. I'm like, I hadn't even heard of that. But, I like to try to how do you say it? Perfect, not necessarily perfect, but that information that I know, like those certain platforms. But in the meantime, you start checking out other platforms. Are there other people on there you can establish relationships with? Or, are there other potential clients on there? But she really brought out some key points because when you're looking to connect with clients, our initial goal was just getting the information out there, getting our message out there, and trying to help and serve more people. And I actually had someone bring it to my attention about 6 years ago, said, do you realize that what you're doing in your efforts to help someone, this is really a business. You're giving away all of this stuff for free. You need to start monetizing XYZ. And I was like, really? And then that's when it began. First, you start by posting, and then those opportunities became made available in terms of radio shows, podcasts, and now the television aspect. That was never my goal to do that. My goal has always been to help others. But then as you find out that your potential clients are establishing relationships with people, it's available on different platforms. And it's like, all right, let's try it. I always want to continue to expand and be able to better serve the people that I'm called to serve. So I'm open and always ready and willing to learn. So that's why I'm looking at Taisha's. I was like, oh gosh, this is really blessing me because that's why I'm looking down and taking notes. I was like, I got to remember this because it's really helpful. I don't think, like you said, we've never really truly arrived. I'm always a work in progress, always learning. And this is This has been a blessing because you want to be able to show up and serve in a manner of excellence. And when you learn some more, it's like, hey, it's something else that I can implement or share with potential clients so they can help in their businesses as well.
That's awesome. I know every time this is our third episode of Building Business Bootcamp, and I have learned so much from each episode. We never stop learning and growing. And I don't think that's a healthy mindset to say, "Oh no, I got it all. I know it all." No, the more we are working at our craft, is the more we should learn and grow and stretch ourselves. And so, thank you, guys, again, for everyone on the panel that said yes, because you're definitely helping me in my journey for sure, for sure. So I think this is a good time for us to shift into collaboration. Dr. Zakisa, tell us how you define collaboration and why it's important.
I would honestly like to say collaboration. There's a proverb out there I was reading one time that if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you need to collaborate with others. Each person, each business is going to have different strengths and gifts that they're going to bring to the table. Sometimes we're pretty much trying to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to do every single thing in your business. Why not partner with someone else for which, when the two of you collaborate, you're bringing your strengths to the table, and by working together, you can serve more people, you can reach more clientele. The two of you together, or if it's three or four of you, you can be more effective together than trying to do everything by yourself and wearing yourself out and halfway showing up, especially when you're trying to flow in a lane that you may not be gifted in. I'm not now as knowledgeable when it comes to the tech sector. So, hey, I've got the knowledge and expertise in regards to this part of helping couples with their finances or helping them with their relationships. You've got the tech sector. Hey, can we partner on X, Y, Z? And it might be a different scenario for each individual, well, in regards to your strengths and talents. Like Taisha, she's great with as far as a publicist. I'm like, okay, I can do the marriage part, the relationship part, but this actually getting out there, I need your help. Can I partner with you? Can I hire you? That you have to start working with others and realize it's not really about me. It's the people I'm called to serve. How can I do that? Who can I partner with and it be more effective? So that's why it's really, really important to do that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's go to Taisha. I'm gonna say you for last again. I hope you got a slide.
I have my favorite slide. I'm like, ooh, if they like that one, wait a minute.
So okay, I'm going to go to Troy with that question, and then to Dr. Blackwood, and then we waiting. I got the drum roll coming your way, Taisha. So with collaboration, Troy, how do you define it, and why is it important?
I define it. I think it was Dr. Hollick that just spoke about it. I mean, I can't say it no better than what she said in the quote. But what I will add to it, for me, I look at collaboration. It has to be a win-win. And so if we're going to collaborate, I don't want it to be where it's one-sided, that I'm receiving everything and vice versa. So I always look at collaboration as something that it must be a win-win. Many times, like on Clubhouse, I've done collaborations with people in the same industry and competitors. And the reason being is because, especially in the Black community, and we've been in the financial services industry, we know that we're so far behind. We lack resources, we lack wealth, we lack education. And instead of us fighting against each other, let's come together and have rooms to educate people. And I'm okay with somebody that resonates with Sister Big Toe over here, because that particular person works better with those type of people or that type of person, whatever. And I don't get upset about it because I'm confident in who I am and my abilities. And so there's enough pie for everybody. So let's come together, work together, and we can accomplish more if we work together. So I'm a big proponent and huge proponent of collaboration.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I really like what you were saying there. Like, a lot of some of your collaborative efforts have been with people who are your direct competitor, but because of the need of the group that you're trying to reach, there's no need to compete because we can all eat. They, like, each one of you has different products or services that will meet the needs of the different people in the group, because the goal is financial education. And
And
you want
let me
to.
say this
Mhm.
to add to that. So one of the things Taisha said is credibility. And if you go on Clubhouse, I have credibility because of that, because how I approach things, and people know that, you know, I'm transparent, I'm real. I'm not there to try to get over on people, take advantage of people. My philosophy: if I can't help you, I won't hurt you. And so with that, now I'm selective on who I collaborate with too, because everybody is not good for me to be associated with, and I know there's some shady people, and I don't want no part of that also. You may not know that because I won't publicly put them out there, but you know, I know how to remain cordial, but at the same time, keep my communication less with them.
That's a real good point. That's a real good point. Like, to the and I like for you guys to really address that after we wrap this question up. When So my next question for you guys to think about is, when is the appropriate time to begin collaboration, and how do you know who to collaborate with, who to give your yes to, and who to respectfully decline? You know, but that's going to be my next question. Well, let's go to Dr. Blackwood for her definition of collaboration and why is it important.
Well, thank you. I spoke about that just briefly before because it really is the underpinning of how I do things. And it's funny, Troy, you just made me think about when you talked about Clubhouse, how, people are just drawn to authenticity, right? They appreciate it. And if you're always the one that is doing that and lifting and encouraging others, and putting other people out front, I honestly believe that our Father's going to make sure that you're okay. And, I forget if it was Miles Monroe or Jim Rohn. One of them said, the best way to get to have your dreams accomplished is to help other people accomplish theirs. Right. So collaboration to me is key. And if I can help and identify a project where I want people to be on with me, like Troy said, I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to steal. I don't have a pretty slide, but I do want to share something with you guys that Inc. magazine put out this great article recently about the 5 rules of effective collaboration. And I shared it in another meeting, and I just want to throw them out there real quick. I know we're tight on time, but they're gets, and I'm big on verbs. If you're going to get something accomplished, it takes a verb to do it, right? So get means movement, right? So it's get aligned first. Get aligned, figure out who is the person or people that you feel comfortable collaborating with. And like Troy said, that no feelings. Everybody's not going to be invited or picked to be on the volleyball team. Sometimes you're just not on that team, but that's okay. You have to be aligned and identify what is the win. And of course, you win to collaborate, but there's also something that happens if we don't collaborate. And you need to be able to share that with a group of people. You have to get structure. That means nobody wants to join you on a project if there's chaos and you're all over the place. That's a red flag to run the other way and not collaborate with these folks. Do I want to share my gifts when the first meeting scares me half to death because these people don't know what they're doing? Right? So you may want to run the other way, right? So you want to get structure. You want to make sure that you get diverse. You should have people that bring a unique perspective to your collaboration. If everybody thinks like you, walks like you, talks like you, then what are you collaborating for, right? You need to be able to open up and have other people on there that are going to bring differences, and then get active Turn your strategy into a reality. It's great to plan and have this collaboration team. We're going to do this and we're going to go do it, right? Now that we put it together, now let's move. And then get human. I love this one because nowadays everything's social, right? What you said before in the green room, Dr. Laquita, about the coffee chat and us getting together, just getting to know each other, that's where you build relationships. And that's where you build your soft skills. And that's where you understand, you know what? I can ride with her or him. I like the way they think. I like what they're bringing to the table. I could tell part of their character. This is somebody I want to work with. But if you don't let your guard down, get vulnerable and get authentic and human with people, you'll never know and you'll never be in a position to collaborate with anyone. I hope that was useful because I love that list, especially because everything starts with get, and I'm about, let's go.
I love that list. I love that list. I was trying to, put small points that you were giving that list in the chat.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'll do it. Don't worry.
See, that's what's up. Put that in the chat. Listen, guys, I know many of you are watching us across the various social media platforms. Thank you so much for those that are tuning in and engaging. I see we have people joining us from Kenya. We have people joining us from different parts of the United States as well. So again, thank you so much. As you join the chat and you like what you're hearing and you found value in it, please jump in the chat and let us know who you are and where you're from, and give us a point that you found valuable in the conversation, because we want to engage with you and make sure that the conversations that we're having are adding the tools to your tool belt that you need to grow personally and professionally. So, and also hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Let's get this conversation out to as many people as possible. So we're rounding up now, Ms. Taisha. I'm ready for your slide. What are you?
Listen, are we still talking, collaboration, or we're going back to?
We're still talking collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope people are picking up what we're trying to put down.
Yeah,
my
slide is not.
Sometimes I have a little trouble.
Okay, well, my slide isn't about that, so I didn't want to go back and forth. Okay, I guess I have a little bit of a different perspective with collaboration. I feel like everyone is like really positive and giving those jewels about collaboration. I can honestly say, like, in my career as a solo entrepreneur, I've never had a collaboration that went like fantastic. I've had collaborations that have gone fine, collaborations that have gone okay, collaborations that have been nightmares. So I think that it's just kind of a fine balance. I think what collaboration means in a general sense is not it's not a blanket kind of thing. What's collaboration? I think initially I saw collaboration as I have a good idea and good intentions and a goal. You have a good idea, good intentions and a goal. Let's do a thing together, and it doesn't always necessarily work out, kind of that way for various reasons. Sometimes it's them, sometimes it's me, it's just so many different things when you're putting that much kind of reliability like on people with collaborations. And so I found that my collaborative style on like projects, things is a little bit different. And I like to work with people in collaborations kind of like as a project, right? Without the emotions. I think Troy was talking about like the emotions thing. I can't do the emotions. This is a project. This is where we're overdue. This is your part of the project, the things that you're responsible for, my parts of the project, and I'm kind of like the project manager. So when I collaborate with people, I kind of have to have some kind of control, just because of experiences where I have in the past where I feel like I don't have the control or things are going a different way and I have a lot to lose and I don't have the power to pull the brakes or turn the wheel. I have to have that for me. So my collaborations tend to be more like projects, like, all right, I have something that I'm working on. I would like to bring you in to help me with this project. This is your role. And that's what has worked for me kind of going forward with getting things done. But I'm always looking, to learn how to mesh better and work with people, collaboration. So listen, I'm taking notes this session because God is still working on me.
But you know what? You bring up a really, really, really good point. And as you were saying that, I want to thank you for sharing it, because We don't want to have the rose-colored lenses and everybody thinking that collaboration is, oh, I got to do it and this is going to be a breeze. No, it's not, because personalities do clash, and that was the first thing that popped into my mind when you were talking about your preferred method of collaboration. We have to understand our own personality traits, and we have to understand the personality traits that we can easily work with versus the personality traits that kind of rub us wrong. Because it's not that that person has a right or a wrong way of doing it. You know, oil and water don't mix, but oil and vinegar make a real good salad dressing. So we have to know that about ourselves and be able to determine that about that individual. And that's not just in collaborations, that's in team building. Know the people you're working with. I think I've heard all of you guys say that in this conversation about collaboration. Know the people you're working with. And if they have a very, just speaking from the Maxwell method of DISC assessment, if you have a very strong D personality trait, that dominant personality trait, I'm a high I. I am probably the last person on the planet you want to do some extensive collaboration with and not have controls, because my personality would probably drive you insane. Not on purpose, it's just organically who I am. But a very dominant personality with the stable and steady personality of the S or the C could probably work really well together. So I think I really appreciate you for bringing that point up, because though collaborations are effective and we definitely can get more done in a long-term sustainable way by collaborating, but we definitely need to know who to collaborate with, when to collaborate, and what kind of personalities we work best with and what we don't, and what roles we want to play in the collaborative effort. Like,
Yes.
do I need that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Different styles of collaboration. So
right, absolutely. Dr. Blackwood, you look like you chomping at the bit to chime in. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, I thoroughly agree with. I love the transparency, Taisha. I really do, because it's not a perfect scenario, and and I know because of the work I was reading about Dr. Keisha and what she does. I can't wait to hear her take on this, because she's in the community and she's in TV. So, when you identify people you want to collaborate with, no, it's not always rosy. People do the unexpected, and you need to be prepared for the unexpected. So there is ways to handle it. And something that you said, Dr. Laquita, to me just screams emotional maturity. You've got to be self-aware. You've got to understand who you are before you go mixing it up and get into relationships with other people, right? Be open to feedback, because there might be something about you that's why people don't approach you to do projects. And you're wondering why nobody ever asked me to. That's why, honey, because no, you're not ready. So I can't wait for Dr. Keisha to talk about this, because I know collaboration in the world that she's in both worlds. She's in a couple of worlds, but I relieve, as we say, I relinquish the mic. I am complete. I'm passing it on.
Dr. Hayek, unmute your mic.
Can you hear me? Okay. I literally had to learn to start putting collaborations in 3 buckets: yes, no, and not now. Because you have to know where you are and where you want to go. There are some people out there that are amazing, but once you have the conversation and you talk about what it is you want to do, like you said, when you realize that it doesn't mesh, if it's going to be more frustrating, then I'll say, you know what, it's amazing, but no. There's some people that I would love to work with, but when you look at the timing strategically, whatever I do, I want to do it in excellence. And if you're already committed, even though it's like that would be amazing collaboration, but where I am right now or what I'm focusing on, I wouldn't be able to give it my best. So I have to say, you know what, not now, maybe in the future. sometimes we get ourselves into these collaborations. Oh, great, I want to work with person X. And if you're already overwhelmed, you're already at capacity, and then you start trying to work with them, you're not showing up as your best self. So that's going to destroy working with them in the future potentially, because when you showed up that point, it's like, nah, I hate to say they seem sketchy, but it just didn't work out well. So having to sit down and evaluate, yes, is it a good timing? What, how well do we communicate together? What's the level of respect? If I'm going to be in a project with someone, we can have different personalities, but there's got to be a level of respect across the board. Now, understanding things happen, life happens, we have responsibilities, we have kids, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that. But, if it's constant missing deadlines and everything is falling on everyone else, maybe we can reassign you to another task, or maybe we postpone this to a later date and be okay with it. That's as an entrepreneur, we have to recognize and be confident in our ability to say that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been there. At one point, showing up on all these platforms, I'm saying yes to everything. And then you look and you're like, wait, there's no time for family. There's no time for me. There's no time for that. And having to learn how to just be strategic with it, so putting them in those boxes. Yes, no, not now. Even like Dr. Tanya said, with TV producing, amazing people I would love to have on the show. When we have our conversations ahead of time and we start talking, we're like, you know what, they are amazing persons. This may not be a good fit at this time. So then, hey, well, can we do a podcast interview together? Maybe we could do something else together, but this just may not be a good fit. And just be okay with that. You want to be able to show up and serve, but you don't want to be fake either. Like Dr. Tanya said, you're looking for authenticity. And if I got it the whole time, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not at that point in my life. I'm knocking on 50. I'm not doing that anymore. And that's it. What do you say? And I'm finished. And you, I forgot. It's been a while since I've been on Clubhouse.
You complete, sis. You complete.
Yeah,
you complete.
I'm complete.
I'm done speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
simple choice, right? But I'm done.
Listen, I know. Go ahead and chime in, Troy.
I wanted to tease Taisha, so but I'll do it another time, because I was gonna say. So what I hear you say is, but I know we got short of time. Do you still want me to share these slides, or next time, or you tell me, Laquita?
You know what? We're coming up on the hour mark, so
Okay.
I'm gonna regretfully say next time, because I really want to see the slides now.
Got
But I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be a little bit patient.
Me too. I'm gonna come back for that one, Troy.
All right. Well, I'll be here next week. This will be our last week, right? Next week.
Next week, yes. Next week is our last episode, and we have a phenomenal panel of speakers. So you guys don't want to miss next week. We have Ebony Jackson Todd and Shania Lambert. They are two powerful sisters right here in the Central Texas area, have an amazing law firm, and they're going to be here to add some value to what we need to have together legally to make sure, as we're showing up, visibility, credibility, and all those good things, that we maintain the rights to our stuff. So all of the things that we're doing and saying, it's necessary, but you want to make sure you continue to own your own, and what we could do to make sure that that's possible. We have Coach Jean Turner coming on, and she's bringing in a perspective that we often don't like to think about as entrepreneurs, and even those of us that are climbing the corporate ladder. We're doing all of these things for our businesses, but what are we doing for our personal health? What are we doing for our physical health? So she's coming. In our first episode, we had Alton talking about the necessities of our mental health and well-being, and Coach Jean Turner is coming in and talking to us about the importance of our physical health and well-being. So next week is going to be a pretty amazing episode. We've got some great panel speakers coming up, and you guys don't want to miss it. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not connected with me on any of the social media platforms, make sure you connect with me on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and hit that notification bell so that when I'm putting out content about the things that are to come. You don't want to miss that content. So, and again, continue to like and share this broadcast. There's been some powerful tools released today. We want to make sure we get those tools in the hands of as many people as possible. And so with the wrap up, I'll just go around the room, Troy. I'll start with you and then Taisha, Dr. Blackwood, and then Dr. Heilig, just giving us a wrap up and leaving us with 3 tips. If each of you could do that, leave us with 3 tips about the visibility and collaboration.
Oh, well, again, Laquita, thank you. And it's my honor to be among this great panel of guests. And I guess my 3 tips would be, as I said earlier, those may have came in late, don't just be a billboard where you just posting about your business. Let people see the human side of you. Show some personal side of you where people can know that you real and you really exist. Remember that people will always, if you give first, they will always appreciate you. So there's some simple things you do. If you're using social media, comment on people's posts, send them a private message, encourage them, congratulate them, always do something to support them, to add value. And what happens is, especially if you're on LinkedIn, and people keep seeing your name, they'll keep seeing your tagline. You keep popping up, you keep commenting and giving and supporting. And what's going to happen then? Other people are going to see you, and that's going to cause more visibility. And people are going to look on your profile, and they're going to connect with you and follow you because they see you, you giving. And my third thing is figure out what others are doing in your space and do something different, because you got to stand out. And that's the key. There's a lot of noise out there and a lot of people doing the same thing. So what can you do differently to stand out? One of the things I do is, even on LinkedIn is, and I don't do it as much as I should. But one of the things that I do is on birthdays. I want to show two little small tips. So on birthdays, instead of sending a private, message with people, I send them a funny gift. So number 1 is I'm celebrating your birthday. Number 2, I'm making you laugh, entertainment. So it's something small, but it causes me to stand out. And then the other one, the second thing I wanted to say is my mind went blank. I forgot. Hopefully it'll come back to me.
It come back to you. Make sure you put it in the chat, and then we'll bring it up and make sure that everybody knows that goes with Troy's statement. Miss Taisha.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. So as far as my wrap up, as far as visibility, there's basically 4 places that you can fall in visibility in the matrix. And so think about you and yourself and where you find. The first place is you are seen and heard, right? So you're seen and heard, you're on video, photos, everywhere. People see you, hear you. But some of us are heard but unseen, right? We don't like to post photos or videos or anything like that, but we'll do post messages, post pictures, things like that. There's some people who are seen but unheard. They'll post all their photos, they're Instagram worthy, but we don't really know what the message is, what they're selling. And then some of us are unseen and unheard, where you aren't really doing anything else. So think about where you fall in the mediagenic matrix. You want to be seen and heard to have that maximum level of visibility. And so some of them are just halfway doing it. I know there are lots of us who like to, not use our photos and use our images, but it's not going to get you to that top of that visibility matrix to do that. So where do you fall in that matrix? Visibility, as far as some of my tools that I like for visibility, one would be nationaltoday.com. It is a website that gives all kinds of like dates and observances and different things that are going on every day. Those help me to be like, okay, what can I do today to become visible? Most of these holidays have hashtags, which will already be trending on those days. So just jump on a hashtag and get you some free visibility. Check out National Today, see what is happening each day that you could like work into your content strategy and, get you a little free visibility lift. Another thing that I like to use is Canva. Everybody loves Canva. Canva can increase your visibility, with nice graphics, videos. Canva does so much now. Like if you could just master Canva, you don't even really need a whole lot of other platforms. And then my third favorite for visibility is a website called creativemarket.com. If you're not the best at designing or you want to do something a lot different from what's available on Canva, you can go to Creative Market and buy all kinds of tools and templates and fonts and all kinds of things to make your brand look really good and be more visible. And then the bonus for collaboration, my favorite place to use, my favorite tip for collaboration is Fiverr Business. And so Fiverr is FIVERR.com. And it used to be for $5 you could hire somebody, but listen, the prices have gone up, but they did change their name. But you could hire someone for $5 to do a gig. They actually have a business side of Fiverr now, so that they are more vetted freelancers. So it's more like Upwork now, but I find it still really, really friendly. And I use Canva Business a lot to work with other people who like to collaborate with other people, but straight to the business. So if you want to do some collaboration, some projects, head to Fiverr.com, do the business side of it, and find you some great people to collaborate with.
Hey,
I'm complete.
Taisha, you mentioned one last week about
helpareporter.com.
Yes. Can you put that in the chat? Yes,
helpareporter.com. That is a website that you can sign up for free as a source and respond to media who are looking for like quotes or information, things for articles, books, gift guides. Easy. It's fishing in a barrel. If you want to get some good media, it's so easy. Like if you just do it consistently, you just can't not get something on Haro. So it's not Haro.com, it's helpareporter.com. You have to spell it out. Yes, helpareporter.com. All right, listen, y'all taking notes. It's quiet.
That's because we learning. It's like when you at the house and it's dinner time and it's real quiet.
Yes.
The food is good and everybody
That's
is
how you know it's good.
So that's how you know it's good. Everybody is eating.
Yeah.
And everybody
I love
is
to share tools like all the time. So
awesome. Dr. Blackwood. Muted. You're muted.
I am muted. I'm full. I mean, I don't know what to say except you really have to position yourself for stuff like this. Honestly, that's what I have to add to. There's so much that's been shared. I was still writing when you said my name, to be transparent, because I'm taking down the stuff that's being shared today. But if you are the smartest person in the room, you in the wrong room. You've heard that a million times, but you need to get up and leave. Stop just sitting there. Get up and leave, because if you don't put yourself in a position to be in a space like this where you're receiving information, and all of us here have been transparent and said to you, we're taking notes, we're being fed, we're absorbing these things. You have to put yourself in a position to grow. Collaboration is going to force you to grow, whether it's good or bad experiences. You're going to learn from it, right? And being visible, they say, what is the saying? More money, more. Yeah, you know what the rest of that is. So if you're in front of more people, guess what? More things are going to come at you. You're going to get stretched intellectually, emotionally. Some of these folks, they're going to stretch you spiritually, because, you might be stretched in another direction, but you're going to be stretched. You're going to get stretched, right? So show up. I'll leave you with those two words. Show up with an expectation to learn, and you will be an extraordinary collaborator. And people will invite you to be a part of things, and that will increase your visibility. So it's win-win for everybody. but you have to show up.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining the panel today. Showing up is important. Well, none of this matters if you don't show up. So thank you for that. And Dr. Heilig, we're going to pass the mic to you.
I mean, like Dr. Tanya said, I'm really trying to think what else could I add other than just being open. If you want to increase your visibility and increase collaborations, you have to be open. Sometimes what served you or your clients in last season might not be what you need for this season. So you got to be open to growing, to be pushed, to be stretched, to step out of your comfort zone. If you're not one to do lives, be willing to try it. If you want to be more visible, you're going to have to put yourself out of there. But that's going to require you sometimes to be outside your comfort zone. A lot of people don't know I'm typically an introvert, but I still like to get to know people, which is weird. My husband's like, sweetheart, you say you're quiet, but then when we get on live, I can't get you to stop talking. Well, I want to get to know people. But you have to be open to it in order for it, radio, TV, podcast, that was not my thing. But when an opportunity presents itself to you and you're able to take advantage of it and show up and serve in a different way, I say be open to it. That and just being authentic, being who you are. You want to collaborate with someone, they want to know who it is they're really collaborating with, not who you're pretending to be. So just be authentic. And those opportunities will definitely present themselves.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with each of you on this particular project and this live. It's been definitely a blessing. So again, I thank you so much for your yes, and for those that have continued to join us over the last 3 weeks. I appreciate your yes as well, and hope that you guys will come back on next Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, to join our live broadcast. Right in the comment section, I did leave my YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, please look in the comments, and my YouTube channel link is there in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and you won't miss this broadcast or any of the Laquita's live broadcasts that are coming out each week. So listen, guys, thank you so much. For the listeners, thank you so much for each of the panelists. I appreciate you. But until next time, I am your host, Laquita Monling. This has been an episode of Laquita's Toolbox Live, where we've been focusing on the importance of building business boot camp. And all of my great speakers today have been talking about the importance of visibility and collaboration. So if you're just tuning in, don't worry. The replay is a whole thing. It's real. Hit that replay and learn and grow from this broadcast, and get in the comment section, even in the replay. We look at the comment section often, and there'll some things there that we can continue to enjoy this conversation and maybe bring up those questions in next week's live. So until next time, I'm your host, Laquita Monley. You guys be blessed. Everything hinges on identity. It is the compass of our faith that aligns with the Holy Spirit to fulfill the Father's will. Wrapped up in identity is who we are, the purpose of our being, and every God-breathed promise that manifests as our success. Hello, I'm Laquita Monley, and I'm the author of Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use to Develop a Growth Mindset. In this amazing book, not only will I share with you 8 tools that I use for a growth mindset, but I'll also share the applicable principles based on God's word that you can easily implement in your life journey. So no matter where you are and no matter where you see yourself in the future, this book will be a tool that you need for your toolbox. Don't wait, get it today, and it can be found on Amazon by simply searching Redefining Success, 8 Tools That I Use for a Growth Mindset. Take care.